ladies.
Well, Lauren, thank you very much. I appreciate that that introduction, and I especially want to say, give my appreciation to Margaret for putting together this program this afternoon. The bio sells her short. She has incredible, immense talent, so we're very lucky to have her. Margaret was our second employee that we hired for Success City Online, and we've been blessed to have her stay with us as our first employee is also still with us and helping us to grow the company. We are very, very proud of her and her abilities. And also a shout out to my handsome husband, Mick Bailey, who's showing what a new definition of 4 eyes today because he likes to park his glasses on top of his forehead. I'd like to welcome everybody, tell you all how much I appreciate you being here, and hopefully I will be able to share my screen and get this right, and we'll go ahead and get started on our program. Let's see, I think I got it right. How'd I do? Margaret, are we good?
We're good.
All right, terrific. So this afternoon, we're going to be talking about how to knock them dead on LinkedIn. And I thought that was kind of a fun way to get everyone's attention. And just the thought of that makes me think, you know what, that's what LinkedIn is. There's real opportunity for getting people's attention now on LinkedIn, which is great. We want that. Business is tough enough, and trying to promote your products, your services, what you do requires getting attention. So on LinkedIn today, we are going to go over some killer secrets. These are the strategies that folks like my team, my company use to optimize your profile. And that's your entryway, that's your handshake, that's the knock on the door on LinkedIn is your profile. So we're going to talk to you about that, give you some tips. That little, what do you call that, a little lightning bolt is kind of like when you were in school, they used to say, okay, you need to write this down because it'll be on the test. Those are the real things that you want to check and make sure you're paying attention to. So you're going to get a lot of little hints today that hopefully you'll have some significant takeaways from your attention today. Then we're going to cover time-wasting strategies that don't work anymore. Sometimes it's important to just go back and review and say, you know what, this isn't working. Let's just stop doing this stuff. Margaret, has that happened in our company a few times where we just stopped doing stuff? Why are we doing this, right? So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. And then Margaret's going to teach you about the new features that other people are missing out on. LinkedIn offers some really cool stuff now. And a little lightning bolt tip here. These platforms are all basically artificial intelligence. George could probably verify that. They have their own brains, and they learn, and they grow, and they think about you. And when you use all their new stuff, they like you more. So we want you to encourage you to use all the new features, and we'll learn a lot about that this afternoon as well. And then we're going to talk about how to become a success story. I love the word success. It's in our brand. It's what we're all about. We love bringing success to our clients and to folks that we interact with. So we want to turn your LinkedIn story into a success story. So that's our goal today. And just a quick introduction to who we are. Those of you who may not know us, we've been around a while now, since roughly 2012. We started off, in my bio, it mentions that I did a radio talk show. It was actually what's called a podcast now. It used to be called internet radio. You needed a whole internet. You needed bandwidth and servers and all of this kind of stuff when I got started. I was a podcaster before podcasting was cool. And sorry, bad pun. Now you can do it on a phone. But we started off as a hobby, as a lark. It was called the Success City Radio Show. And we would just bring primarily Henderson Chamber of Commerce members on the show and talk about their business. And it sounded something like this. Sounded like, so Stu, tell me about your business. I hear it's fantastic. And then Stu would talk for a little while. And then I come back and I say, okay, Stu, we have another hour and 58 minutes. So what else is fantastic about your business? And that was the Success City Radio Show. It never really got much better than that, but it lasted long enough to where we needed a website and we needed to learn this brand new thing called social media, and we started marketing it. And before you knew it, people were saying, wow, you're everywhere. How do you do this? And so we said, Mick, what did we tell him? Sure, we'll do it for you. We'll show you. So we did it for free from friends and family for a couple of years. We built websites and we got them on Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and YouTube and all of these crazy things that I don't even know some of them exist anymore. And then along the way, somebody asked us to do it for them for a rather large company. And I said, well, we can't do that. We don't know what we're doing. He says, well, we don't know what we're doing either. We'll both learn. They're still a client. They started paying us. It was a phenomenon to get paid for what we were doing for free. And before you knew it, we had a business. And it grew, and we needed employees, and we started hiring. So that's the Success City story. What we do is provide services that we've added on as we've learned. Basically, our clients said, well, I need a website. Okay. I need social media. Okay. Then they needed other services, email marketing, pay-per-click advertising, blogging, some videos. All of those are types of services that we add only to people who live in Success City. So if you were to call me up and say, Maria, I need a video, I would say, call a video company. If you're one of my clients, then we would do your video for you. It's very important to us that we're able to provide very specialized services, and we get to our customers very, very well so that we can help them succeed. That's who we are. That's what we do. We have some wonderful clients that we're blessed to have been working with for many years, and that's our evil plan. So any of you who are our customers have heard this. Our evil plan is that you stay our customer forever. That's our evil plan. It's working for the most part. And we're very, very happy to be in the position that we are and grow. And now our team is 14 strong. So we continue to grow and go forward. We love our clients. A couple of our clients, well, Vanessa is here. I don't know if Sandy's on our call today. Probably not. She probably doesn't have the time, but a couple of these clients actually serve on our Water Street District Business Association board as well. So let's move on to the importance of your LinkedIn profile. And Margaret, I want to just encourage you to just chime in as you see fit. So we asked the question, of course, the standard question, right? Why is it important to have a LinkedIn profile? Does anybody want to take a shot at that, even though the answers are staring us right here in the face?
Personal branding.
Okay, all right, good.
So I can be seen as I look like a business.
Sure, okay, excellent. You know, the obvious ones: personal branding, company branding, networking, job search, lead generation, professional community. Those are the obvious ones. But there's some other ones that I want to point out. This is
working with other businesses.
To compete with other businesses? Okay.
Work with other businesses.
Work with other businesses, absolutely. So here's a little lightning bolt. I want you guys to just think about this and process this for a second. I told you we got on this brand new thing called social media when we started. It was brand new. So I remember Facebook when it was blue. It was a blue website. That was all it was. It had a few lines of text and you could only do certain things on it. I suggest that LinkedIn is where Facebook used to be, right around 2012. And if you consider that, the amount of users that LinkedIn has compared to where it's going versus Facebook as huge, monstrous in the billions of users, LinkedIn is still in the millions. It's a big difference. And what the difference really comes down to is the fact that you can still get something called organic reach on LinkedIn now. You can post things. You don't have to advertise your posts. You can still get directly to friends, family, people you know, and get your content in front of them. Where on Margaret, on Facebook, if you wanted to get a post in front of everybody who was one of your fans, what would you have to do?
Advertise.
Advertise, right? We know that. Facebook's only going to show your stuff to 1 or 2% of your fans. But on LinkedIn, you actually can still get organic reach. You can grow your following, you can grow your organic reach, and also get your content in front of people. That's not going to last forever. It's going to monetize. They're going to figure out how to go the way of all the other social media platforms. So right now is a good time to really start giving LinkedIn a very significant look. It's a great profile. It has incredible strengths, but it's very different. And if you roll the clock back and think about where Facebook was and all the things that you could do with Facebook many, many, many years ago, you still have a lot of those opportunities with LinkedIn. So I just want you to let that process for just a little bit. And Lauren, if you could keep an eye on the chat and let us know, and also be our timekeeper, that'd be awesome. Something else that I want you to know about LinkedIn is it's considered the most trusted social media platform. Would anybody argue with that? Used to be, I saw it on Facebook, it's got to be true, right? Now I saw it on Facebook, it's got to be fake. I mean, that's just the way social media has become. LinkedIn, people put things on LinkedIn, and because they know that their reputation is attached to it, there's more of a trust factor with LinkedIn. So you have a little bit more of an advantage there. And then the last thing that is really not something that people really focus on here is it's fantastic for marketing. It's fantastic for hiring. It's great for selling, but it's great for learning. You can really learn a lot on LinkedIn. Content that people that you're following share, also content directly from LinkedIn, and one of the most valuable learning tools for anybody that's interested in the digital space, especially if they're interested in, let's say you want to learn how to take a good selfie video, or you want to learn how to do better social media posts or things like that. Well, there's a platform called lynda.com. It's been around for many, many years, and people put their content on Lynda, and it's a paid to learn platform. And it's really good. It used to be like 25 bucks a month, and you could list anything you wanted to learn. If you want to learn photography, you want to learn videography, you wanted to learn how to do audio files, anything. And lynda.com is a very trusted learning site. Well, LinkedIn bought it. So now it's LinkedIn Learning. So they recognize that and have developed it and improved it even from then. So if you have a desire to find really trusted how-to content, and this is almost at the university level. This is not just some guy showing you how to do something on YouTube. It's very well produced, has text and video. You can view either one. I recommend that you look at LinkedIn Learning if you're not familiar with it. Any questions?
I just started it last month, and my connections have even increased. It's helping me increase my connections. I'm now over 5,000, so it's pretty cool. And and my posts are finally getting liked. My page is finally getting liked. There's something that happens with the premium, and I just started it 2 weeks ago.
Well, actually,
it is really cool.
we're not talking about that just yet, Bonnie. We will talk about the premium. This is just specifically the learning platform called LinkedIn Learning, or you can go to lynda.com and it'll forward to LinkedIn Learning.
It comes with the premium.
It does come with it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
So next, let's talk about your doorway. So when somebody comes to your door, they're knocking on your door, we're going to give you some killer secrets top social media pros use to optimize your profile. So how many of you would be willing to copy and paste your profile and put it in the chat for us today?
I can do it.
Let's go ahead and drop a few of those in. I'd like to see what we're looking at. Okay, and then Lauren, let me know if you want to share a couple of them. I can't do two things at the same time, so. So let's start with a photo. So we're going to talk about a lot of the key elements, but the first thing people see is the photo, right? We're humans, our eyes go to eyes, and it's just important that your profile photo, first of all, that it's not from high school. It probably should be current. It should look like you, and that's really important. And also it's important to smile, and even consider the type of smile. Okay, type of smile. Let's talk about that for just a second. Who are your customers? Do they expect a big old goofy grin? Great. Or do they expect something more demure and more polished and professional and stoic? Smile to your customers, whoever they are. Think about that. A lot of times we think we have to go get that professional headshot and be, you know, in your wax museum kind of look. It may not be that's who your customers really are. Wear what you wear to work. Look like you would look in front of your customers. I think that's a really important element that Margaret suggested in this thing. Put on your shirt with your logo. Wear what you would normally wear to work, and smile thinking about, I'm smiling at one of my customers. I'm not smiling at, you know, I'm not on a game show. Come on down. I'm not like that. What do you normally work like? What would you be presenting yourself to a customer? And then your face should take up no more than 60% of the photo. So you want to be too close, but you also don't want to be too far away. Okay, this is the time to see you running down the block. This is the time to get that basic perspective that you're seeing on this graphic. And then now we're going to talk about the headline. Lauren, can you share one or one or two of the headlines that you see? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go.
I was looking at Stu's, but then I couldn't see the screen and Stu's at the same time. So hold on, let me go to it again. So his headline has Rich Whiteman and Company CPAs LLC. And at Rich Whiteman and Company, we're looking for partners.
Terrific.
The tagline there.
I was having trouble even finding the chat. I was able to get that now, so I appreciate that. Okay, nice job. I think that's awesome. I want to share a quick story about kind of the good headline, the bad headline. And how do you know what should go in your headline? Your headline is just like, you know, when you go to Google and you type in Chinese restaurant near me, and you get that little Google featured area where it has 1 or 2 or 3 different Chinese restaurants. That's gold, right? If you can get your website on one of those areas, you're doing really well. And that's what we strive to do, get you there in one of those featured areas. And then right below, it'll have what's called a snippet, a few words that the search engine pulls off of your website and says, this is what business they're in, this is who they are, what they do. So that little snippet is something you can manipulate to a degree, and the search engines also kind of decide what they're going to pull in or not. So that's what this headline really is about. You want it to be rich with who you are, what you do, and then actually talk about the features or the benefits of working with you. And you have very limited characters to do that. So you notice on this example that you have the little, I don't know what the little up and down line thing is called, but rather than commas or something, some other type of punctuation, that shortens us, gives us the ability to change the thought process. And it starts off with my title. In LinkedIn, it's important. In a lot of social media platforms, it's not as important, but in LinkedIn, it's important to have your title. Then what is it you do? We do website design, we do social media, we do pay-per-click. And then what's our value? What's our value proposition? And here I help business owners get the best digital marketing results. Not a lot of room left to do that. But all of these words, website design, social media, PPC, business owners, digital marketing, all of those words are very searchable. And they are keywords that LinkedIn will help us to get found from using. So when you're typing up, here's a suggestion. When you're looking to create your own headline, go to the search box in LinkedIn. At the top of the screen, you'll see the little search. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay, so, and then just type in kind of what your business is, what you do. For example, we've got Bonnie Grant here. So Bonnie would probably want to type in auto insurance, for example. So if she types in auto insurance, she'll see what the top results are, and that's how you would put it in your description. Does that make sense? So typing in the search box, see what the top 4 or 5 results are, and use those specific words in creating your description. And then put your value equation at the end. Here's your little lightning bolt here. Do not put it first. Anybody want to take a guess why you don't put it first?
The same reason you don't sell to somebody as soon as you meet them.
Very good
like
point,
you
George.
said.
Very, very good point. And I appreciate you saying it that way. When you comment on somebody's content, the first thing that shows is your first line. So when you comment and your first line says, I'm the very, very best, call me, it looks like you're spamming them. It looks like you're spamming the comments. I noticed that recently. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're getting spammed. And then it took me a second to remember, oh, that's just that person's line. So having the content in the wrong order can really hurt you and not help you. Plus, the value proposition is likely to have less of your keywords. So start off just simply title, classifications of the business that you provide, and then your value proposition goes at the end. Any questions? Margaret, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, for that section as well, you can highlight any of your company's achievements, demonstrate any problems that you solve, and really any certifications and qualifications that your potential prospect is looking for. So you can definitely utilize that sections for qualification, certification, and you can even add a call to action and use a little arrow down emoji pointing down to your contact info that you're seeing right on the page right there, right below Maria's headline.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
Sorry, running two screens at the same time. Next, write a compelling summary. So I won't spend a ton of time on here. This is your elevator pitch. Now, this isn't the 10-second elevator pitch. This is your 30-second elevator pitch. So again, you can put keywords in here, but talk naturally. Speak the way people would meet you would see or would hear. So just talk about what it is that you do, include why your experience is valuable in order to help the people that you're trying to reach, and just speak very naturally. And this is the one place in social media that's really speaking in the first person is appropriate. I do this, I do that. Most of the time you would say, when you hire us, you get this. This is the one example where you really would speak in the first term. I do this, I do that, etc. Talk about your experience. Define yourself in your own words. It should sound like you. And then also highlight your achievements and show off your personality. Not too much, a little. Show off the best parts of your personality. Okay, only show the good parts of your personality, but show a little personality. It never hurts. Add job skills and remember to get endorsed. People that add more than 5 skills to their profile get 17 times more profile views than people that don't. It's really important. One of the things that I wanted to encourage or remind you is this is, again, how you get found online. So when you have a lot of skills, get them on there. And the skills, though, really should apply to what you're doing now, even if you have skills from other things. And my LinkedIn's a little clunky because I was on LinkedIn a very long time ago, so I still get radio show stuff. Don't do the radio show anymore. So we try to keep it updated so that the skill things are appropriate, but get your skills out there. And don't forget to ask for endorsements. Just like referrals on Google or Yelp, endorsements are very, very helpful. Add your top articles or posts in your LinkedIn section. This is where you can become a thought leader. Ending all of your featured sections with a call to action is also something that a lot of people forget to do. Don't forget to just plain tell people, call me, let's talk, make an appointment, etc. It's really important. And this is all your own personal LinkedIn, right? We haven't even talked about your business LinkedIn. Some of you may not realize that you should also have a business LinkedIn page where you and all of your employees would be kind of gathered together. The Henderson Chamber of Commerce is one of our wonderful clients, and if you want to see a great example of a company LinkedIn page, you could go there and check that out. Any questions on setting up your profile?
We have a question in the chat box from Diana Joseph Riley. She said her profile was hacked and she has a duplicate account and doesn't know how to delete the duplicated account.
Margaret, my extraordinary solver of all problems, has probably encountered this. Do you have any advice?
The best you can do is to reach out to LinkedIn and send them both links to those profiles, and then just identify which profile you want to use. They may ask you to send in a document confirming your identification. Typically that's like a driver's license or something. But that would be the first step, and then they'll take over after that. And if you have any other questions or run into any issues, feel free to email me. I will drop in my contact information in the chat section.
Thank you, Margaret. I also like to just note that George Thaxton just changed his headline, and I think that this is a home run. So I'm going to read it to everybody. Owner and operator of Redshirt Techs, up and down liney thing. The IT department for your business, up and down liney thing. Using technology to improve your workflow, which is his value statement. So nice job, George. Well done. Okay, so let's move on. Our next section is time-wasting strategies that don't work anymore. And I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. One of the biggest things that I think we struggle with, because there's so many opportunities to promote yourself online, is trying to do all of it. And I will tell you, it doesn't work. If you want to do all of it, hire an agency and we'll do all of it for you. But you're never going to be able to stay on top of all of the rules and do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google My Business, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok. I don't even know the names of all of them anymore. There's a new one all the time, and some of them live and some of them die, and they change their rules constantly because they're trying to make money and grow. Find the ones that you enjoy and learn how to use them properly. And that's the best advice I have. You can create your profiles on all the accounts. That's what we typically do. We get all the names and we set up all the pages, but use the ones that make sense for your business and the ones that you enjoy. Don't try to do all of them. Another thing that doesn't work is not to have a target audience. Don't even start if you're not intending to be strategic and smart about it. Create your target audience. So the same note goes to content. What you're posting needs to be strategic and smart. And somebody earlier on said, starting to pitch right away before you get to know people doesn't work. Your content should be a balance between social, which is fun, enlightening, entertaining, or educational, and what you do, the sales part. If you just say, hire me because I'm the best at what I do, and that's all you ever talk about, you will not at all enjoy the experience. Your fans won't enjoy the experience, and you will not find a successful audience on LinkedIn. Have a content calendar. That's a great way to look at a period of time. We usually do a minimum of a week. Sometimes we do all the way up to a year, and look at what do I want to post and when. And it will keep you from over posting too much promotional material, too much buy me, buy for me, buy for me, buy for me. It should be more like, hey, did you know this? Hey, here's something I want to share. Hey, this made me laugh. Oh yeah, and buy from me. That's kind of how the flow of your social media should go. Being antisocial, and I just wanted to put that note to remind myself, politics just don't go there. There's no winning. If you want to go find yourself some obscure fringe website and throw it all out there, but putting it on social media now there's no way to win. So just stay out of the social commenting business completely. That's my recommendation. I don't like it either. I love to be spouting off every time I turn around. Can't do it, so I don't. Also, not understanding that social media is a two-way street. I don't want to just be shouting out at you. I want to go to your sites. I want to engage with your content, especially on LinkedIn. And it's important that we understand that it's two-way. It's not just me talking, but what do you have to say too? And hey, I really liked what you have to say. Let me share it in front of my audience. It's a two-way street. It's just like any other relationship. You have to develop the relationship before you expect somebody to buy. Not engaging with other businesses is really a big mistake. And not tracking your results. I'm probably the most results-oriented person you're likely to encounter. And we talk about it all the time in our company. If we're not getting results, we're not doing our job. So tracking your results and making changes is a really important part of being strategic and successful on social media. Margaret, do you want to go through these quickly?
Yes. All right, I know I'll try to go over these slides as quickly as I can. I know we're running out of time. I know Lauren said 30 minutes for presentation.
Yeah, we knew that wasn't going to happen.
All right, so I just want to quickly go over some of the mistakes business owners often make on LinkedIn. Just copying and pasting your old resume is not going to do it. Like Maria said earlier, you want to definitely update your job skills and also update your summary of what you're doing now. And also want to highlight again the importance of keywords. Remember, LinkedIn is a search engine itself, so you want to make sure that you're putting in keywords that your potential customers are actually using on LinkedIn to look for professionals like you. And also, one of the biggest mistakes that I definitely want to comment today is using LinkedIn like Facebook. Nobody wants to see where you're eating for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, what you're wearing to your date night. Use it as a professional platform. People want to see what you're doing in your company, your projects, what your team is working on, your community involvement, things like that that involve your company. And also not building relationship before asking for favors. So like Maria said earlier, engaging with each other before even giving them a sales message. And also not asking for recommendation. Again, I just want to highlight that again. The more you give, the more you get. So make sure you're giving others more recommendations. And also pitching your connections as soon as they accept your request. We'll talk a little bit about that with the tool that they have called Sales Navigator, but there's also a way that we use that tool to kind of nurture that connection first before asking for the sale.
So Margaret's going to continue and talk about how to slay your competition with LinkedIn features. You might remember I mentioned that these platforms love it when you use their new stuff.
All right, so for today, we're going to be talking about LinkedIn Live, LinkedIn Stories, LinkedIn event pages, and also Sales Navigator. So first, we want to talk about LinkedIn Live. Unfortunately, this LinkedIn Live is not available for everyone. You have to submit an application in order to use this specific feature. But in order to get approved for this particular feature, you have to have video content and also content creation history. So if this is something that you want to do in the future, you want to become an industry expert, a thought leader in your field, you want to start producing these high quality videos on your own profile, LinkedIn profiles, and also company pages. And also it'll take into account your audience size and your engagement history. They really want to only give LinkedIn Live to people who are constantly producing video content and high quality video content, because they want to set a really high standards for the quality of the videos that's being produced on LinkedIn. They don't want it to be like another YouTube channel or Facebook page with just random videos flying everywhere. And also member or page account has been in good standing, and also a two-factor authentication enabled in the account settings. So those are pretty generic and easy stuff. So like I said, this isn't available, but I just kind of wanted to let everybody know so that you can start producing those video content if this is something that you want to do in the future. Okay, next, so LinkedIn Stories is just like Instagram or Facebook Stories, but like I said, I wouldn't share any photos in here of what I'm eating or what I'm gonna wear. Definitely keep it within the company, who your new team members are, what your team members are up to, what projects you're working on, success story, testimonials, behind the scenes content, the day-to-day life in the office. Those are the types of things that you definitely want to produce on LinkedIn Stories. And again, this specific feature has a really prominent real estate on the platform. It's at the very top of the app. You don't see this on your desktop, you'll see it on the LinkedIn app. It's the very first thing that you see, so you can actually watch other people's stories and see what they're doing in their company and things like that. So just make sure you're accessing this and engaging in this feature, because LinkedIn likes it when you use their new features. I also want to touch on LinkedIn event pages. I'm sure you've seen webinars and event pages on LinkedIn, but it hasn't been as utilized as people use it on Facebook. Well, this is probably another good tool for you to use to kind of attract people to attend your networking events or your workshop, your product launches, meetups, or anything like that. I just did a quick search about grand openings in the area or grand openings in general, and there are only 26 results. There should be millions and hundreds of results in here. So I feel like this is definitely underutilized and something that you could benefit from. Next, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Is anybody experienced with LinkedIn Sales Navigator? Have you used it for your business? No?
What?
Well, I think you're definitely gonna like this feature a lot.
So we'll slow down here a little bit, just because I think this might be some things to consider. I think one of the reasons that most people don't jump on LinkedIn Sales Navigators, A, they don't understand it, and B, there's a price involved. It can be a little bit expensive. But just to share just quickly, our business has grown by networking, especially Chamber of Commerce membership, and all of you wonderful folks, so many of you I've known over the years. That all went away last year, right? Events disappeared, and then we started doing this online networking and all of that. It's not quite the same. So we were looking for different ways to continue to grow our business. And we started using a lot of different on platforms. And there's a lot of them out there. For those of you that might be in construction or stuff like that, you know, Home Advisor, Thumbtack, some of those types of things. Each category of business probably has its own type of thing. But LinkedIn Sales Navigator has all of them, has access to all of the businesses. So if you're, think of this as pay per lead. And that's really what this is. It's you pay, you're pretty much paying, you're getting leads from it. And they are generally, if you learn how to use this platform properly, they're actually leads that are going to pay off in short order. So I want you to kind of look at, like every business expense, look at it carefully, but you might consider jumping on Sales Navigator. There's great tutorials. It teaches you a lot how to use it properly. Get your stuff together first. Do the earlier part of this seminar first, but LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a very, very powerful tool. I'm sorry, Margaret, please continue.
No worries. Thank you, Maria. And I included a screenshot in here as well. And it says start your advanced lead search. And I know it's a little blurry when we give you this PowerPoint, you'll be able to kind of zoom in. But this is a breakdown of it. Thank you, Maria, for moving it to the next page. So you'll actually be able to input keywords of job titles of the decision makers in the company that you're looking to work with. So business owners, let's say marketing directors, CEOs, you can also find all of them in here. So I did a quick lead search on our Sales Navigator, and I just typed in, we're looking for business owners. Now we're looking for business owners in Las Vegas. And you can even also target them by your first degree connection. So who are the business owners in my connection pool? Second degree connections, friends of friends, group members, business owners who are part of the groups I'm in, third degree connections, friends of friends of friends. So you can actually filter them out this way as well. Geography, I already covered that. For industry, you can also pick by industry. Let's say that we're looking for specific business owners, gym owners, yoga instructors, yoga studio, dance studios, and things like that. You can definitely filter them all out through their advanced search and Sales Navigator. And then to your right side, it'll give you all the titles that these potential business owners are using: personal trainer, licensed massage therapist, nutritionist, yoga instructor, and things like that. So it can really be very, very specific if you are trying to target a specific industry and trying to look for a specific person in a company.
I want to just layer on just a little bit. Those of you who are familiar with Facebook advertising, Facebook has an incredible algorithm and an amazing search engine like LinkedIn, and its targeting capacity is tremendous. Except what happened? Well, in the last few years, they've been getting their hands slapped because of the data mining that they're doing. Google is kind of in the same boat. So what they've done, it's not, by the way, they haven't stopped data mining. They just aren't letting people access it in the same degree. You used to be able to do this on Facebook. Margaret, how many of these features have gone away? Can you search by keywords still, or can you target keywords?
No, not job titles.
Not job titles, you can't target here. You can still do geographical areas, but you can't search Facebook and target people because they're in groups. You can't advertise directly to groups. So all of these functions are available on LinkedIn. Think of it like this. Those of you who are old enough to remember what a phone book is, if you wanted to market your product, you wouldn't get a phone book and start on the first page and start calling all those people, right? You'd go to the section that you're looking for, and you'd at least look in that section. That's about as close as Facebook lets you get now. This platform still allows you to go directly to the title, the person's title. And if people have their LinkedIn current, very, very strategic. So I can't recommend enough that you really give this a look.
All right, so once we've filtered out that LinkedIn lead search section, LinkedIn will then give you this list of people who they think you're trying to target, and they'll put them in different groups. So it'll tell you that you had a total of over 2,500 total results, and 19 of them changed their jobs in the past 90 days. And 105 of them posted on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. So that tells me that this person is very engaged on LinkedIn. He's not just a ghost inactive profile. This person is actually very active on this platform. Therefore, there's more chance of me getting a connection or a message from this person. Next, you can also categorize it by experience, if you have any similarities in your job skills and things like that. And then they make it very, very easy for you to save all of your leads. All you have to do is check the box, and then it will ask you to create and save that lead list, and you can go back into it and also start messaging them. Next. And then if you want to finally become a LinkedIn success story, well, of course, hire us. But we also just want to share a couple of our client success stories on LinkedIn using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and also being active on their profile and being active on their company page. These are just some of the messages that we received from that LinkedIn lead search that we did for this particular client. We received phone numbers and interest in making a meeting, appointments, email, and also this person asking for more pricing info and things like that. So it's been a really beneficial tool for us to send leads to our clients.
We also have used LinkedIn very successfully from recruiting and hiring. Two of our current employees we hired from running ads on LinkedIn. We got inundated with both of these different ads when we hired these two individuals with just tremendous amount of talented leads. It was amazing. So it is a great recruiting tool. You do not have to have the premium, pay the premium Sales Navigator to do LinkedIn ads. You can still do LinkedIn ads without it. Sales Navigator is a very specific targeting mechanism, but LinkedIn ads is something different. And one of the forms of LinkedIn ads is using it for hiring. And we run recruiting campaigns for some of our clients when they are looking for talent, and we've used them successfully on our team as well. And I strongly recommend that you look at that as when you have openings. You can get everybody from absolutely entry level with very little experience, which frankly surprised me. But the young people now know about LinkedIn. So if you're looking for entry level, you're looking for interns, they're on it. They are on LinkedIn. And we used to pay they're a great resource for a lot of people, but we used to pay a hiring company to go find us people and pay a premium. And then we found out they were finding them on LinkedIn. So you will have to pay LinkedIn for the ads, but they're not expensive. It's a pay per however many days you need it. And once you find somebody, you turn it off. So it's a great tool for recruiting and hiring as well. Margaret?
Awesome. And I also just wanted to showcase this page growth graph that we have from one of our clients. We just started managing their company page just back in December, and their page views, their unique visitors are increasing tremendously, and we're just so happy with the results. And this is all because we fixed the LinkedIn profiles, we updated the company page, we're active on LinkedIn, we're using all the features. So this is the type of growth that you can see on your company page as well if you start becoming a little bit more active.
I want to thank you all for attending and for letting us go through our presentation. There's some great commenting going on in the chat room that I've not been able to really spend a whole lot of time on there, but hopefully you guys have been keeping an eye on that. Lauren, is anything of note that I need to grab on here? Any questions?
No, just questions about the cost of Sales Navigator, but Dave Austin answered that with a month-to-month cost or an annual premium. So I think that was covered, but no other questions that I can see.
Could I ask a question about the business page? What suggestions were you having about the business page? You didn't say anything about that.
Let me just make sure. Did I stop sharing? Are we good? Okay. Great question, Bonnie. Thank you. Yes, you want to create a business page when you have employees. It's not as necessary before that, but it grows incrementally. For a company that has 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 100 employees, it's important to ask all of those employees to update their LinkedIn profile. And then LinkedIn does the work of attaching the employees to the company. So it grows your reach, which is one of the main reasons to do it, but it also gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more branded and you don't have to be quite as social on it. You can be a little bit more specific talking about your products and your services. That's what you would expect on a page. But whereas your personal LinkedIn, you're going to do a lot more of the social posts. I'm not saying to not do the social posts, but it can have a little bit more of a focus on products and services. You just go in and create a page just like you would in Facebook. And of course, if you ever have any questions, we encourage you to reach out to us. Our information is in the chat. You can reach either Margaret or I by just our first name at successcityonline.com, or just go to our website, successcityonline.com. Give us a call.
The only other question that I had was about giving people kudos. What did you call it?
Recommendations?
Recommendations. I don't know these people. Do I just give them a recommendation?
No.
You
want to find connections that you know. So I would go through your contact list and look for them on LinkedIn and see if they're already there. Search under Henderson. Search. Go to pages that you know that people are frequently in, and look for connections that people that you already know. Introduce yourself to them. Reach out to them and grow that way. You don't want to just accept a ton of people that you don't know. As I mentioned, I've been on social media a long time from its infancy, and we were a radio show, and it was cool. So my Facebook and my LinkedIn still to this day have a lot of junk on it, just because it was so new. Everybody's like, hey, and nobody ever goes through and weeds them out. It's a lot harder to weed them out. So I don't suggest just grabbing everybody you possibly can. Look for people strategically, reach out and develop relationships. But it doesn't cost you a cup of coffee. It doesn't cost you a drive time. It doesn't cost you 2 hours of conversation. It's pretty simple. It's basically just shooting them a friend request and letting them respond. Great question. Diana.
Hi. Thank you so much. This has been very helpful. I am a network marketing professional. So I am my business. And so I have products. So without being salesy on LinkedIn, but yet my ideal thing is, I know who my ideal customer is. I want them to reach out to me and say, hey, I would like to meet with you. I'm going to try your products. So what's the best way to position myself, I guess, is the way to ask that question.
I'm going to throw a couple of strategies out, and then Margaret, I welcome you to add on to that. I would start looking for groups to start participating in conversations in that relate to the products that you sell. So if your products are health, look for health-related groups and start building a voice there. Margaret used the term thought leader. Becoming a thought leader is a great way to grow. Another way that you do that is by creating content and posting on your LinkedIn page, using it as a blogging tool where you create interesting content that adds value. It doesn't have to be Pulitzer Prize winning stuff. Just, is it interesting? Does it make you go, that's kind of the reaction you want for social media. Learn more, click, go to your website. So posting and doing that type of thing, developing that thought leader role in the community is a great way to go.
So I am one of my aspects of my business is in the health and wellness industry. So for example, look for groups that would be interested in that, like massage therapists or that sort of thing. Like look for groups like that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And then just put the articles as I find interesting on health and wellness and nutrition, that sort of thing. Okay.
And share theirs. Don't forget to share their stuff. If you went, that's something that you want to share on your page. Margaret, anything?
Yes, I also just want to add, you want to engage, once you find these people, you want to engage with their posts. That way you kind of have a conversation starter when you do message them. Like, hey, I saw your post about blah, so interesting, can you tell me more? Or I'd love to learn more.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Hi.
I have questions. Hi.
Go ahead, Yvonne.
Okay. So in terms of you post the information, what is the right frequency? You don't want to post every day or once a week. What is the right way, to show your shared information, but also show your expertise? Yeah.
Great question. Well, you want to stay active on the stories almost daily, because it's the very first thing that people see. So that's the LinkedIn stories. As for the posts, I would keep it to a minimum of 3 posts per week. And it could be a combination of a lot of things, but you don't want to be too promotional in those 3 posts. Maybe one can be about a promotional post about your products and services. The second could be a testimonial with somebody using your products and services. The next one could just be a valuable content, something that they can learn from, something that they can get value from. So you definitely want to have variations of types of posts, but you don't want to be posting every day. And like I said, I don't know if you have time to post all that stuff every day, but definitely want to schedule your content out and stay active on the platform.
Thank you.
I have a question, Stephanie?
Oh, hi, Stephanie. I was just going to get to your question. Go ahead.
Oh, you did see it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was running late, so I don't want anybody to see what I look like.
Okay.
All right. As a commission artist, I'm on LinkedIn, and I have been on there for a long time because a lot of my friends and business associates were on there, but I've never done anything with it. And as an artist, I don't know how to do something with it. I do commission work. They come to me, I do for them. I'm not going to post everything that I do for commissions online or talk about it because these customers, this is their own private thing that I'm doing. It's not I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for them. So how would I go about doing something better than just having my name on LinkedIn for people to see? Because that's basically all it is right now. It's, I don't do anything with it.
Well, you're helping them.
I would encourage you to ask permission, and you'll have to do this when you feel it's the right thing to do, but just ask permission of your clients. Would you mind if I shared this project on LinkedIn? And if they say, no, we really don't want to, then that's fine. We simply don't. But in the meantime, and in addition to that, I think you can be talking about art. You can be talking about how art can enhance their presence, and whether it's a building or whether it's an art piece that they distribute to their customers, and talk about the value that your work provides, even if you can't necessarily share the examples.
Yeah, they let me share on my website. Almost all of my customers let me put it on my website, but I don't put it on Facebook or I think I might be on every little crappy thing that's out there, and I don't do anything with any of them. But I know Facebook, I don't put it on there. I just don't feel like it's a responsible thing, only because people will copy the artwork. So that's the reason for not putting it on there, because I am the designer and the artist, and I do everything. So I don't like putting things out there, because when they find them, I go through and I see other people who are claiming my art as theirs.
I see. I would probably, if you did share, if they gave you permission to put it on your website, I'm sure that you have their permission to put it on social media. But with that concern, I would certainly put a great big old watermark right on top of it with your logo, so people wouldn't be able to copy it, or it would be of no value. Margaret, do you have any other thoughts?
I do. If you want to be the thought leader or go-to expert in that industry, I would start producing content, valuable educational content that you can share with people. That way, when people do look you up, they'll see that, oh, she has produced, a step-by-step guide on how to do something. She must be really good in this field. And also testimonials, even text testimonials can also make a big impact when somebody is searching you on LinkedIn.
That's a great.
So you would put the texts that they send you on there? Because a lot of, that's my best, I like texting. It's the best way for me to get in touch with people.
The more authentic, the better.
Okay.
Great idea. Great idea. We're running out the clock. Lauren, if you have any additional questions, and I'm sorry if I missed any, and I know I didn't get a chance to say hello to everybody. Just a quick hello to Marcel. Thanks for joining us. I know I didn't see you first. If you have any additional questions, please do reach out to us. You can reach out to us on our website, successcityonline.com. And Lauren, I know you want to talk about what's next. So
Yeah,
turn it over to you.
Great information today, by the way. Really, really useful information. So our next workshop is going to be April 28th. We're going to do a crash course in IT with George Saxton with Red Shirt Text, and he's on the call with us today. And our next board meeting and mixer will be in person on April 14th. We're going to see your faces again. It's going to be at Pacific Diner, and Water Street Pizzeria will be co-hosting. So there'll be lots of good food and lots of friends, and it's going to be a great meeting and mixer as well. So join us on April 14th for that as well.
Lauren, Lauren, you're just doing such an amazing job for the WCBA. Thank you so much. Creating these programs, getting them all organized, and also what we've got for the future. Do you mind if I just hint at a couple of others?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, we've also got a mixer coming up at Lifeguard Stadium in the very short order. We also are going to be doing a mixer outdoors on the plaza, the big, beautiful new plaza downtown Henderson. So Lauren's got just a great schedule of events coming up. So those of you who have joined the WSCBA, which is almost everybody here, you made a really good decision. And if you haven't, go to wsdba.org and sign up today. Membership is free for this year only. So we're really glad to have you here. But Lauren, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Lauren. And before everybody,
I would like to invite everybody down to Water Street because I see this every day. It's right there across my street. I have the best location in the whole wide world. Where my business is right across the street from the Henderson City Hall. You should see what this looks like down here. They're putting wiring up today. They're connecting things. They're doing things, and you got to come down here and see this. The street looks absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, City of Henderson.